Hello. Today I want to talk about some of the further evolution of the Mass during the Middle Ages. There were a number of changes that took place, some of which are still in place today. Things that took place that evolved during the Middle Ages. So one of the things, as you can see in the image that I have on the screen, is that the Eucharistic bread by the 9th or 10th century was changed to the unleavened host rather than the bread that had yeast in it. The reason why they did that is so that the bread could be broken without leaving any crumbs. So we see here this growing emphasis on the belief in the real presence of Christ. So Christ is truly present in the bread, and so Christ was truly present in every crumb of the bread. So in order to minimize the number of crumbs, the unleavened bread came into use. The offertory procession was changed, where at one time the faithful actually baked the bread and brought it to the Mass and carried it up in procession. That no longer took place. The baking of the Eucharistic bread became the domain of either the clergy or women religious. And so the offering of bread was changed, as we continue today, to the offering of money. The Eucharistic bread now became more stored because it would not go stale so quickly. And it was stored and it was distributed in a ciborium, rather than on these large patens, these large metallic plates. Okay, it was put into the ciborium. Communion was now placed on the tongue rather than given on the hand. One of the reasons for that was because when the unleavened host was placed on the tongue, it would, of course, melt. The clergy became afraid that because there evolved this belief in Eucharistic worship, in gazing upon and worshiping the consecrated host, they were afraid that people, if given communion in the hand, would take the host home and have their own home worship. And so communion began to be placed on the tongue. Also, we see during the Middle Ages the evolution of the communion rail. The original communion rails were higher; they were more elevated. The faithful actually stood behind them. Now they were made so that the faithful could kneel behind them. These are some of the evolutions, some of the changes that were made over in the Eucharist, in the Eucharistic liturgy during the Middle Ages. I will continue our discussion of the history of the Mass in coming weeks. Have a great weekend. Have a great Saturday. Stay safe. Stay healthy, please. God bless.